If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side.
My message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, you break me down, you build me a believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my time, it came from.
First thing first, can you imagine what's about to happen? Is we see the dragon, I link with the...
Your original comment said that the Quran says that the earth and the planets are rotating on an axis. I told you that it doesn't really prove anything anyway, but to provide me with the scriptures you're referring to, and you gave me Quran 77:8 through Quran 77:11, which I have highlighted here, says that when the stars are obliterated and the sky is fractured and the mountains are blown away and the messengers are alerted. I'm not sure where you get planets and earth rotating on an axis from that scripture from the Quran, nor do I get how you get black holes from that. You must add to that text in order to come to the conclusion that you did. And now we look at the other scripture from the Quran that you gave me to prove that the earth in the Quran and all the other planets are rotating on an axis. Is Quran 79:30, which says, "And the earth after that he spread." Now, to me, doesn't prove anything, but to me, that would be a flat horizontal plane that he spread across. Cannot spread a ball. And if you get that from that scripture, from the Quran, then you must be adding to the text. But like I said, doesn't prove anything.
Can I talk to the pilot, please?
Right here.
You're the pilot?
Hi.
How long have you been flying for?
Like for Delta, 21 years, but maybe like 30 something.
I want to know, because they say the pilots know a lot. Do you think the Earth is flat or no?
I know it's flat.
You know it's flat? How long have you been flying for, you said?
Over 30 years.
And when you tell people that, do they think you're like crazy or no?
Only one person.
Only one person?
Yeah, you're
All right.
recording me.
I seen this from someone else. Go to Google, enter Latin to English translation. You're going to type it in exactly like this. COR space ONA. Take the period away, space, and the word VIRUS. And look what it means below.
Take a look at this small little example of harnessing plasma with a syringe. Now look at all the architecture of the old world. The domes with the large antennas on top. They were harnessers of the free energy from the ether above.
I mean, it's your turn.
I think I'm gonna solve it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, the Earth looks pretty flat to me.
Yeah, that's it.
With every rabbit hole, the truth is placed directly in front of you. Yet it is up to you to find it. What is truth? Well, it purifies your soul. The truth can set you free. And for the millions of truthers walking every corner of our earth, I beg of you to walk with us. There's much more to life than we were told. This world is not what you think it is. You have been lied to on a massive scale. For the future of mankind, it's about time you started to pay attention.
So this idea that they go, oh, I see the curvature of the Earth, and this, no, you don't. You don't. I'm sorry.
The vehicle has exploded.
We just hope you strap yourselves in tight for this ride.
Yeah, I just stopped by because, are you aware of that there's a rumor on the internet?
Rick, did something strange happen then? Something is wrong. We have a problem.
The problem is that society blindly accepts the pseudoscience narrative, but regardless of their propaganda or their agenda, they know that it's all coming to an end.
See the curvature of the Earth?
That's a fisheye lens, dude.
Level with me. Coming April 22nd.
Visit levelwithmefilm.com for more information.
It's about total control. Mental, physical, spiritual, every way, shape, form possible.
You have to remember how big of a conspiracy this is. This isn't talking about just the JFK thing or isn't talking about just 9/11. It's on an umbrella kind of system to where it is the biggest deception that there is. It actually exposes every other deception, and nothing else brings down the power of the elite because it really exposes education, science, the economy, television, museums, universities. Think of all the things that have been fooled. I feel worse for the people that are out there building satellites, the people that are out there actually working for these space agencies, the people out there teaching in schools as professors, because they would all come to the conclusion eventually, once this gets out, that they've all been contributing to the lie.
They are demonizing flat Earth, that's for sure.
Because there's fucking more land and their whole system crumbles if people knew that. Everything stops. There's no more taxes. There's no more house taxes. There's no more gasoline charges. They're fooling us that everything is scarce, that we have to abide by their system and their laws because this is all there is. But if there's not all there is, then they lose it all. They wouldn't be able to control us in any form if people found this out. Even though the globe Earth has never been proven, and every experiment to ever try to prove curvature and rotation has actually proved the contrary, this guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson, wants you to believe that the Earth's rotation caused a football to be deflected into the uprights in an NFL football game.
And Mike Nugent serenaded as he comes onto the field. Not bad when you're a kicker and there's new...
Other football tweet.
What other
about
football
was
tweet?
it the Bengals? I forgot who it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
There's in overtime, after there was the exchange of balls, so now it's sudden death overtime. They kick a field goal from 50 yards, of course, as it must be, and 40 yards out plus the 10 plus the hike and distance. So it's like 52-yard field goal, and there it was. And if there's tense, right? Everybody's silent, and the ball comes up, and it careens off the left upright and goes in for the win.
Wow.
And I said,
I remember this.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember this
That's
tweet.
what I'm saying. So I'm there and I'm saying, wait, the angle of this, how long is it? So I checked the stadium on its configuration, what's longitude and latitude, and I said, I did a quick calculation, and I tweeted, the winning field goal in that game was aided by a 1/3 of an inch deflection to the right from Earth's rotation.
Level with me.
We'll also continue to engage with China. We're not looking for a new Cold War, but I make no apologies for taking down that balloon. Thank you very much.
This is not a new phenomenon that you might find balloons in the air. The fact that...
Sorry, yeah.
So there are all kinds of possibilities here. Could it be a weather balloon? Absolutely.
Could it be a weather balloon? Absolutely.
Mainstream calls them satellites. They're satelloons because they're all on balloons.
Well, I mean, we're in public. There's no expectation of privacy. Why are we only told about this other idea of satellites? It's a well-kept secret that we have tons of huge balloons above us.
You don't know about any of these satellites without the balloons? Space. It's the biggest psyop of all time.
The Earth is not what NASA says it is.
Many people are becoming aware that there's a firmament.
There's a firmament above us. Why is it when we review this footage that these things are exploding? It looks like they're hitting a barrier.
Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, the problem is you can't get past the firmament.
Some of these rockets look like they're scraping across a watery firmament, kind of like a boat dragging something through the water. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they're not flying into space.
This is disclosure.
People want to call us conspiracy theorists, but we're about to blow this wide open.
Oh, it's going to blow up or something's going to happen.
The 1986 Challenger disaster did not die in the explosion, with many of them hiding in plain sight.
Did you ever think the public would find out that all the spacewalks were filmed underwater?
Thanks, sir. The liars are the enemy, even if they live in our own backyard.
If you Google flat earth backwards and add .com, it takes you to NASA's website. Let's try it. Firmament is the Hebrew word for rakia, which is air. The firmament in the Bible is air. It is not solid. So you say H7549 rakia. Let's check it out, man. Look right here. Extended surface solid. Look at the bottom. Considered by Hebrews as solid in supporting the waters above. Where does rakia come from? It comes from H7554, which is raka. If we look at what raka means, it means to beat, to stamp out, to spread out, to stretch like a solid object. You beat a solid object to spread it out, just like this example. So a vacuum is actually void of matter. Air is matter. When you have no air, you have no pressure, which would be a total or perfect vacuum. When you have a near perfect vacuum, then you have little pressure or low pressure. But definitely not the pressure that we experience here in the higher pressure system of Earth. So you're not completely wrong, but you left out a big part of the definition, that it's void of matter. But remember, air is matter. Without air, you have no air pressure. Here's another map I just recently picked up. The new correct map of the flat surface stationary Earth. Most of you have probably seen this before, especially flat earthers. On the flip side though, which on this map, the reprint, it's on the bottom. But this is the true map of the flat stationary Earth by Syrian-American professor John G. Abazade, published this map to reveal the true posture of the earth, first to help people in recognition of the fact that the earth is flat and does not move, second so that the young people in schools and in higher positions may have the benefit of the truth. Third paragraph, he wrote a book about it called The Enlightenment of the World that goes along with the map. Then he says the theory of the round and floating earth is false and you should not believe in it, as long as you yourself can see and feel that the earth is a plane object and is standing still, and you will see that the sun, moon, and stars are daily in motion. They arrive every day from the east to the west. But go back up here to this paragraph right here, where he says, second, so that the young people in schools and in higher positions may have the benefit of the truth. So I believe this map was published in 1920, so there was a battle going on, and that battle is still going on today for truth about the shape and nature of what we live on, of the earth. I want you to ask yourself, if you was never told that it was round or flat, the earth was round or flat, if you was never told that the earth was stationary or moving, what would your own senses tell you? What would your God-given senses tell you? What would your own observations tell you? Would it tell you that you're flat and stationary, or that you're living on a curved globe and you're moving in 4 different directions, 1,000 miles per hour around the axis, 66,600 miles per hour around the sun, almost 500,000 miles per hour chasing the sun, and 1.3 million miles per hour sideways as the whole Milky Way galaxy is traveling sideways at 1.3 million miles per hour. So ask yourself, why do you believe what you believe about the shape of the earth?
Well, it's just the shape of the earth. What does that matter? Does it really matter whether it's this shape or that shape? So if you think of it on that level, then sure, it seems insignificant and it seems like it could be a waste of time even if it was true. But if you think of it a little deeper than that, and you think of it as being the most fundamental lie, is where we are, what we're doing here, the earth beneath our feet, the lights in the sky above us, what they actually are. And if we've been lied about all of these, as well as the Big Bang and evolution and the way that we supposedly got here and the purpose we may or may not have in this nihilistic cosmology that they've presented with us, it becomes a big deal. And when you look at the potential for a truth like this, a truth that has been suppressed for 500 years now, the flat earth truth, if that gets out and it is shown that every government, every university, every pundit, every television station is lying knowingly and censoring this truth, what happens when it actually gets out? The kind of restructuring of society and the system that truthers are looking for, that people know we need, is what can happen and what will happen and what must happen if this truth gets out, because this is huge. It is the truth. I guarantee anyone who's never heard of this before, look into the flat earth. The earth is flat, just like it appears on the horizon. The earth is motionless, just as you feel motionless. Everything in the sky revolves around us, just as it appears if you look up and use your own eyes, your own senses. Everything that your senses tell you is what's happening. But you've been fed a false system. You've been shown CGI images with a ball earth with a horizon that curves. You've been shown more CGI images with a ball earth that spins. You've been shown planets that spin like billiard balls around each other in many different directions at many different speeds simultaneously. You've been shown all these things in CGI format. You've had Freemasons lie to you and tell you they've seen it for themselves, but you've never seen it for yourself. You've just been lied to and shown pictures, and you believe those. It's not science. Science, in fact, shows that the Earth is flat and motionless, and there are hundreds upon hundreds of proofs and experiments that have been repeated throughout history for hundreds of years, but you haven't been taught them in school because they don't want you to be taught that in school. They show you a spinning globe on your first day and tell you that gravity keeps water and buildings and people stuck to the bottom of that thing, and they repeat it until you believe it, your parents believe it, your grandparents believe it. 500 years ago, people were believing it. they even started trying to get people to believe it thousands of years ago, but it didn't pass until about Copernicus in 1500s when this really started to take shape. So the reason that some of the pseudo-truthers, so to speak, or just mainstream sheeple don't want this to get out and say that it's a distraction is because they don't know how far-reaching the implications of a truth this deep actually surfacing would be. It's like holding a balloon underwater. When you let go, that thing's just gonna rush to the surface, the water's gonna go flying, and that's what we need. It's exactly what we need. So that's what I'm working towards doing here.
Hey man, you ever looking to flatter?
If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole is.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!